Asus is a fairly new company in the mobile world and they did come up with quite a few impressive smartphones. Yes, they seem to follow the same trend again and again with phones like Asus Max, Lasers, Selfie and on and on and on. But it seems to work, so there's no problem with that. In the past year, they have mainly focused on the budget phones, reaching the masses, but this time with Asus Zenfone 3, they have switched their gears and are now focusing on the premium phone market. So let's see the most awaited and the most criticized Asus Zenfone 3. So this is the Asus Zenfone 3. My first impressions when I hold it, it's cold, super smooth and very comfortable to hold in single hand. We have 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the front and the back with a metal rim in the middle with chamfered edges. We have complete curved edges all around the phone, probably due to the oleophobic coating. Both the front and back glass panels are super smooth and slippery, and yes, it's a fingerprint magnet. Because of that, you will either be cleaning the phone frequently or you can add a skin, which truly hides the beauty. Well, for me, I would definitely put on a case as soon as possible to avoid scratches and from the fear of dropping it. On the front, we have the 5.2-inch Full HD Super IPS Plus display, 8-megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture, sensors, LED notification light and the earpiece on the top. At the bottom of the display, we have the regular capacitor buttons which are not reversible and not backlit. On the right, we have the volume and power buttons. Yes, they are made of metal and have a nice circular texture to them. They have a nice tactile feel to them too. But for some reason, I felt they were slightly hard to press. On the left, we have the SIM card tray. It houses a micro SIM card slot and a hybrid SIM slot. Yes, we can insert two SIM cards and a SIM card and an SD card. We can't insert two SIM cards and an SD card, all three at once. If it's any complimentary, we don't have the option to move apps to SD card. On the top, we have the audio jack, microphone hole and some antennas. Call quality was pretty good. I even tried VoLTE. It was fine. It has dual 4G support along with VoLTE, so you can use GeoSIM on this phone to make calls. We have FM radio along with all the basic sensors. Infrared blaster and NFC are the only two things missing from a regular flagship device. At the bottom, we have the microphone hole, USB Type-C port with a 5-magnet mono speaker. In the box, we got the earphones. In terms of build, they look exactly like a cheap copy of Xiaomi Mi Pistons. Audio experience via these earphones was okay. Yes, just okay, not good, so you better buy some good ones. It's not an AMOLED display, but still it's a Super IPS Plus display and it's very good. Viewing angles are pretty good and we have features like blue light filter, and you also have the option to tweak the display color temperature and color saturation levels. Speaker is loud and clear and no complaints over there. As it's a bottom firing speaker, it comes in the way while playing games in landscape mode. For the audio jack, we have the NXP Smart Amp along with DTS sound enhancement. Audio experience was good but can't be compared with phones like Vibe X3 or the HTC M series phones or any other phone with a dedicated DAC. Audio experience is always subjective, so you can check out what others think about it. I personally did not notice any significant difference. This device is powered by a 2650 mAh battery and we get a normal 10 watts power adapter. And unlike what many think, this device doesn't have any fast charging technology. It takes 90 minutes to charge the device from 10 to 100%. Well, if it had a slightly bigger battery, that would have been impressive, but for now, it's not a big deal. In my regular usage, I got a screen on time of 3 to 4 hours. That's thanks to the dose feature from Android Marshmallow. This device is more of a normal runner. It can last you a day on normal usage. At the back, we have a complete symmetric design. We have a 16-megapixel Sony IMX298 sensor with f2.0 aperture, 6p lens, face detection autofocus, continuous autofocus, and laser-assisted focus. It also has 4-axis optical image stabilization and 3-axis electronic image stabilization. Yes, those are a lot of specifications for just one camera. On the left, we have the laser, the one that I said, for quick focus. On the right, we have the dual tone LED flash. At the bottom, we have the fingerprint scanner and Asus branding. Even the back panel along with the fingerprint scanner is supposed to come with oleophobic coating. Yes, it is supposed to be smudge free, but I can see fingerprints all over the place. Fingerprint scanner is fast and accurate. Yes, just fast. I'm using OnePlus 3 and I used Mi 5 S7 Edge and it's nowhere near those devices. It probably unlocks the phone in less than a second, but it just feels like, hey Nikhil, hold on, I'm unlocking the phone. It just takes few extra milliseconds, but it was noticeable for me. You might not notice. In any case, you can store 5 fingerprints, you can take pictures using the camera app, authenticate transactions from Google Play Store, and unlock applications. We have a quick gesture to open the camera app by simply double tapping the fingerprint scanner when the device is unlocked. Coming to the camera performance itself, in terms of software, it's simply loaded with features, and the whole camera package is now called Pixel Master 3.0, which is simply an accumulation of various technologies and image processing methods to take great pictures. There are 20 fancy modes including slow motion, time-lapse, auto HDR mode, and has 32 seconds exposure time. Time-lapse video is okay, but it's not capable of pulling out smooth slow motion video, probably due to the limitations of the processor. Rear camera maintains near to accurate colors, it has decent dynamic range, all the images are very sharp. Low light performance could be better, but selfies are super wide and images are very sharp. It is great for selfie lovers. Focusing and capturing speeds are very fast thanks to the laser assisted focus. Rear camera is protected by the sapphire glass. In case you don't know, it's better than Corning Gorilla Glass and it protects your camera from getting scratched. To put it in the most simplest terms, this time Asus has done a lot of things to improve the cameras. Well, for the sensors and image processing, everything is good, but with all that tech, it is still not as good as Mi-Fi or the OnePlus 3, which are at the same price range. For more information, check out my camera review and camera comparisons. Now that the physical tour is done, let's look under the hood. Zenfone 3 sports the Snapdragon 625 processor, Adreno 506 GPU, 3GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage. There is another variant of Zenfone 3 with 4GB RAM and a bigger 5.5-inch display and 64GB internal storage. Yes, totally skip that unless you want to use 2 SIMs and need all that space. Snapdragon 625, it's more like a basic mid-range processor. And for people who are wondering, it's better than Snapdragon 616 and 617 found in phones like Moto G4 Plus, and its performance is nowhere near Snapdragon 650 and 652 found in phones like L2 and the Redmi Note 3, and Snapdragon 820 is simply out of the question. In terms of raw performance, it's slightly better than Asus Max 2016 edition. So here are the benchmark scores from Antutu, Geekbench and few other. Coming to the actual performance itself, everything was super smooth and fluid. There were no lags in the UI itself. Gaming experience was pretty good, there was no lag. With every game the phone does get slightly warm, but with few heavy titles it becomes unbearably hot. So it's better to use a pouch or a case. Software is the heart and soul of all the phones, and Asus Zenfone 3 is currently running Zen UI 3.0 on top of Android M Marshmallow. Apart from the regular Marshmallow features like app permissions and doors, we have regular stuff like kids mode, light mode, motion and screen gestures like double tap to wake, and option to change themes. Well, most of it is just fancy words. Very rarely people find use for those features. Out of the box it comes with a lot of bloatware which can be uninstalled or disabled. Considering the junk Asus gives us, it's really a good thing that the phone comes with 32GB of internal storage, or else it would have run out of space very easily. Even though the UI doesn't look as beautiful or as elegant as stock Android, its actual performance is very smooth. There was no frame drops in animations or any kind of lag in regular day-to-day use. Memory management was as good as it should be. Company uses a lot of terms like Pixel Master for camera and Sonic Master for speaker. They work really well and they work well as marketing terms too. This device is not a powerhouse, so comparing it with them is probably not a good idea. It's not a phone for everyone and it's definitely not trying to be something it is not. So what is it? It's a premium product marketed towards certain section of people who don't consider hardcore performance, who want premium looks with good cameras and is capable of performing the basic stuff right. This phone is all about the looks and cameras. So if you are considering to buy it only for the looks. And if you are someone like me who put it in a case and put a tempered glass on the front, then this piece of beauty will become a regular phone. Now it's definitely not a good value for money when you compare it with phones like Mi-Fi or the OnePlus 3, but as a standalone device it's pretty good. And definitely better than what Samsung offers at this price range. There is one thing that I don't understand. Yes, it's the pricing. It's all fancy, looks awesome, cameras are pretty good, but the price doesn't add up. It's not like Asus is Samsung or it's selling these phones in retail stores. So unlike phones like Redmi Note 3 or Lure 2, prices of this phone will drop over time. Anyway, at the price they are sold, they have pretty good alternatives, and if the price was below 20,000 rupees, this phone would have been a killer deal. So that's pretty much it for this video guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, hit that like button, and if you don't, hit that dislike button and let us know why. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, do subscribe and stay tuned to us. This is Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.